So you will need parchment paper, cotton string, pliers, a candle jar, candle wax, and crayons if you don't have that, or just in case. So first you're going to start by measuring the cotton string from the jar so that you can have your candle wick. Then you're going to need some burning hot wax already melted. You can use the candle itself. You're going to need your parchment paper and lay it down right beside your hot wax. You are going to pinch your cotton string in between your pliers, just as I showed, and dip it into the hot wax. This is what your wick should look like. Start by breaking up the wax and putting it in a glass bowl over top of boiling water on your stove. Mix your wax while it is boiling. It should dissolve. And then get a parent to help you pour your wax into your candle holder. This is what your candle should look like without the wick. Then tie some string around your wick and tape it to the outsides. This is what it should look like. Go outside and find some wood or go to your local hardware store and purchase some. Here is the wood that I found. Let it dry if you found it outside and it was wet. You will need carpenter glue, a hammer, some tiny finishing nails, and some sandpaper. Also, you're going to need a place to work. Start by cutting your wood. And cut it some more. And make sure that if you're using a table saw or any kind of other saw that uses electricity or not, make sure to have a parent with you to help you. This is my dad helping me because I couldn't cut it myself. You can make yours any size you want it depending on the size of your candle. But I will link my measurements down below and make sure to say them at the end of the video. Once you have all of your wood cut, make sure to sand it down on the edges that need to be sanded the most. Make sure there are no more rough sides and make sure it's all smooth unless you want that rough texture. Once you have your base pieces of wood and your top, make sure to glue them with your carpenter's glue a fine line down the middle and spread it with your fingers so that the glue gets all over it. Make sure that your two sides fit together well before you glue them. Then, with your smaller pieces of wood, take them, glue them, do the same thing, and put them on the sides of your wood. Once you've done it, it should look something like this. You're going to have to measure the side pieces just like this. For every piece, you're going to need to squirt some glue in a fine line and then smear it around with your finger. Then you're going to place it on your wooden base and nail it in place. To assemble it, you're going to start by taking the top and the bottom and taking your long piece of wood for the sides. You should have 4 of those. And you should put a glob of glue on each end of it and glue it on there and start nailing them on. It's optional if you would like. You can put a little small square top on the top of it to add some decoration. You are going to take some metal wire that is malleable, which means movable, so that you can mold it and have a little kind of hook thing so that you can put a screw into it. You're going to screw the screw into the wood on each side, and that should create your handle. Make sure not to screw it in all the way if you want it to be able to move. This is what it should look like after you're finished.